This is an ooh-wee production.
Welcome to the Real Talk Podcast, where the goal is to better our understanding through conversation. Communicating our feelings, our thoughts, or our opinions could be some of the easiest, or it could be some of the hardest things to do. But by communicating, we begin to form new perspectives. So throughout the various topics and opinions we discuss on our podcast, we hope that we can add value, understanding, and maybe a few laughs to your day. We appreciate you guys listening and enjoy the show.
So I'm the type of person that when it comes to the art of competition, let alone anything that I find to be, important, I always like to have a solid entry plan, and I like to have a solid B plan as well, just in case A doesn't go according to plan, which I'm already planning for that not to happen.
Yeah.
I'm always planning for the fact that nothing's going to go accordingly. That always happens.
Yeah, man.
So for me, but honestly, I'm kind of crazy when it comes to stuff like this, because really I don't just focus on a B. I already got the C's for C too, because I'm starting to already think, okay, suppose I'm in a competitive type of situation going against, whoever or whatever I'm going against. If it looks like my adversary, then so be it. It's an adverse situation. So I'm thinking, okay, I need to have an escape plan, in case things doesn't go my way. But okay, in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, what does that escape plan look like? What does escape plan A look like? And so in my mind, I got this in place. Now I'm thinking, okay, so let's just say that, like this opening in the wall is not big enough for me. Then what should I do? You know what I'm saying? If I could get my head in there, you know what I'm saying, but I can't get my shoulders in there, then what?
Right.
I'm done for.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Finish.
Exactly. So I'm always thinking things out. But it comes a point where, like, going into any adverse situation, you got to stay. Whatever you have prepared for your solid A, it's your A for a reason. It's your start.
Yeah, that's the most you're confident in.
Yeah. And what is it about that plan that makes you feel solid or confident? Because number one, that's the most likely of the scenarios you're willing to go with anyways.
Right. It's got a high probability of success.
Exactly. In your mind.
Right.
So that's kind of how I look at the situation from that particular standpoint.
From the planning standpoint. Now, when we started talking about the review, I kind of spoke on that too with the planning, because with the review, I'm sitting up there, and to be honest with you, now I'm coming at it from the perspective of already being my own enemy. Like, okay, how would I try to unravel all this? What are the cracks in this plan that I can possibly already see happening or already currently see existing in this method? So I sit up there, take my time breaking down A. Now, after breaking down A, I'm thinking, okay, is A really the highest probability of success? Right.
Now I'll go and I break it down with B. I'm doing B the same way. So if I undress B, every layer of B, then when I get it down to the bones, once we start talking about the bones and the skeleton of the situation, am I confident with that? If now all of a sudden I'm questioning, being that I've undressed all of these scenarios, A, B, and C, now after undressing it and I get down to the bones, if I question A more than I've ever questioned A before, now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to X A out. A isn't the plan to go with. If now I'm thinking about it from, adverse, from an adverse standpoint, like an adversary standpoint. Now, if I look at it from that angle and I'm like, I thought I was right, but this right here, man, it's too easy to be, contaminated. It's too easy. Nah, I might not need to go with that, So that's how, I attack those situations.
I feel you on that. Then the reflecting.
Yeah. So with the reflecting, man,
after diagnosing both every single category that I have, or every single backup plan or scenario that I have, it comes now, reflection comes back to self. Now, not just thinking about it from an adversary standpoint, but thinking about it from a, confidence within self, and also being confident with self, knowing that, okay, I put these plans together for a reason. So knowing that I put these plans in place for a reason, and initially I started out with A for a reason. The confidence that I had in A, if I call A my first from the start, now I look at this as a test. They say oftentimes your first answer is your best answer. So even if I scratch A out, now this is the third time coming back around to it. I'm reflecting. Mm-hmm. And in my, in the midst of my reflection point, I must stop and I must really ask myself, how confident are you truly in yourself? I mean, you put together the game plan, coach. At the end of the day, now it's the day before the game. Now you're going to risk throwing everything you didn't put together, and you thought it was a solid start. You thought this was a solid plan.
Yeah. Now it's a time crunch.
Yeah. So now you're going to just go ahead and toss all that. See, sometimes that's the issue too when you think about it too much.
Yeah, when you overthink it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then you'll overthink yourself into a grave. Mm-hmm.
Nah, that's real. That's 100% real.
That's how I kind of look at it, man, in the art of competition. And a lot of times in the art of competition, the thing that we find ourselves most afraid of is ourself. And that's just failing. We get afraid of actually, doing everything other than actually putting ourselves in the best situation to be successful. Especially when you directly link to others, like let's say children, if you're coaching children.
Right.
Now these children are in your hands. You want to put them in the best situation to be successful, and you understand what their what their weaknesses are, and you understand what their strengths are. So it's like now, if you got them in a situation in which they're constantly being exposed, you can't look at these children. You got to look at self. Like, you knew what their weaknesses was. And sometimes being a coach, you got to understand how to mask their weaknesses, or put everybody in a situation in which you may not be getting 100% of one child in this role, but what you getting is the strength that you're getting out of this one child. You know that, hey, at the end of the day, he an excellent leader. He an excellent teammate, which means that one thing about it, he always going to have his teammate back. He always going. So now what you might be gaining in him being the star, the man on the field, or the man child on the field. Instead, you getting an excellent teammate, and now you got somebody that you already know he going to have his back. So now with him being able to have somebody else's back, now that takes a little bit of the load off of this other child, in which one of their weaknesses are, you can ask them to do this and that for a limited amount of time, but at times they have mental lapses, and that's when you're going to need that other player to have that person's back. And it kind of, it's like one of those things where they kind of like feed off each other. You don't know what could come from that also. Now, there's one player knowing that he got a little help. You know what, man? I'm going to help you out. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to provide more help for you too, man, because I see you out there, man. You helping me out, man. I got you too. Yeah. So you don't know, it's one of those things a lot of times.
No, I definitely feel that. I definitely understand that, man. I was listening to Slim Thug earlier this week, and like he got like this little YouTube channel, and he posts a lot on there, but he was talking about competition. And he was saying competition is, he was talking about with the rap game. He said competition is flawed because nobody's playing fair. So you should only compete with yourself. Like, everybody's paying for views, everybody paying for the shine, paying for the looks. You don't know who really doing it for real, you know what I'm saying? Because you could just put money up and then make it look like you winning. So it's like the real competition is with yourself. And he was like, he'd rather pay on himself and bet on himself because it comes from, and this is like, okay, why would he want to do that? That's a question I asked. And I was like, thinking about myself, why I would do that is because it comes from the heart, for one. And then you're much happier with the rewards and the harvest you get from it, because it's like your truest form. You know what I'm saying? And it's like,
you get everything you need out of it. You get everything you deserve from it.
I like this because now, in a sense, this is the polar opposite of what I just said. But now, if we can create a debate, so to speak, let me ask you this here.
What's
now,
up?
that form, that pure form that you're talking about right there, is that not also the purest form of selfishness?
Why you say that? How you
I'm
say
just
that?
asking. Like,
Is it purest form of selfishness? I don't think so because go ahead, my bad.
What I was wanting to get to is what you just said. You know why a lot of people feel that way?
Why?
Because they feel like they can bank on themselves. They feel like they are the only person that they can be. Okay, who better to be responsible? Who better to have a responsibility for other than yourself?
Right.
Because you know you can hold yourself to a standard. You know for a fact. You know what you know what you feel you comfortable, and you know what you feel you can possibly do, put into certain situations, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the wild card is somebody else being linked to you.
Yeah.
But then when you're trying to build something together, you know, and sometimes in the state of competing, it takes others to help.
Nah,
it
that's
takes
true.
a team. But with that, you get one individual on the team that feel like, man, look, man, ball that. Hey, coach, man, just give me the ball. You know what I'm saying? But what happens when the other team understands, it's funny, man. I was just watching a podcast and then I heard LeBron say, you know, nowadays, like cats want to go 1v1 on an actual team type setting.
Yeah,
and say it pisses him off because at the end of the day, he's thinking, yo, is this still not 5-on-5? You know what I'm saying? How are we going to do a 1v1 in the middle of a game that's 5-on-5? You know, but people tend to, it comes back to this. Yeah, they do strongly believe in themselves and their capabilities to be able to score the ball when given an opportunity. But granted, if you pass that ball to that one individual that thinks this highly of themselves and they don't believe in nobody else, then guess what? You still up under the rules of basketball, which states if it's a whole court game,
It's five
it's
people.
five
Or it's four other people that you got to depend
it's
on.
5 people on one side, and then
Right.
it's another 5 on the other. Now, the other team will be a fool if they don't double you.
Yeah.
And you wreaking havoc. If you got 60 points, bruh, going 1v1, then first of all, the coach deserve to be fired and the team deserves to be losing. If you're going to sit up there and you're going to just take one man dropping dimes on another man, and then you got 4 other bodies on defense that's doing nothing but watching.
Nah, I think, well, it's two different, for me when I hear that, I think it's two different versions of that competition. Like, when I say it, I mean it as far as I can only control me. So whenever I get the ball, if we talking about basketball, whenever I get the ball in my hand, I'm going to make sure I can do all I can do. I'm competing with myself. I'm not competing with the other people on my team. And I think that's where you coming from. It's like you competing with the other team and you competing with the people on your team. Like, that's not how it's supposed to go. You know what I'm saying?
So what
I
does
feel
that look like for you?
What
in
competition?
basketball? Like,
It's just like, yo, if me giving my all, like whenever I get the ball, if it's my position, if I got an open shot, make sure I got the best open shot I can make. Or if I'm on defense, make sure I'm doing the best defense I can get. It ain't like, oh, I'm about to give better defense than LeBron or Curry or whoever. It's like, nah, bro, we on the same team. So let me hold my position down and then they handle what they gotta handle. You know what I'm saying?
But see, in that right there, and again, allow me to create a rebuttal. Because, okay, you're right. But I've played with guys like that before, and they get hell-bent on one assignment. And within the game, it's not just one assignment you attach to, because you attach to multiple assignments at any time you might not even be prepared for, because the variables switch in an instant through pure strategy. And the strategy can come in the form of a pick and roll. Somebody comes, you the best defensive player on the court, and then somebody says, you know what, you got to free me, man, because if you can't free me, man, look, we gonna lose because I can't do nothing. This man's on me like glue. If I go to the bench for a sip of water, this brother's there with me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They're like, what you gonna do? So what you a coach is thinking, okay, I see it too. I got something for you. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna come and I'm gonna get the big man to come and set a pick. He's gonna set a screen, a solid screen at the top. I want you to take and you roll off the screen, you come open, and the big man get the ball, pass it back to you, driving down to the layup. now that excellent defender is caught on the string. So now you got a little opportunity to roam free. Or this time now since they already, it's chess. You can't be playing checkers when we on the chessboard. So now I know the defense is going to be, they should be responsive to that now, knowing that, okay, if I got beat like that the last play or last time down the court, now let's look for the slip screen.
Right.
Or this time now we're going to set a pick. And instead of you rolling down to get the ball for a layup, I want you to just float off to the 3-point line. There go your shot, Curry. You know what I'm saying? It's just multiple ways, but it's team.
Yeah, it's got to be a team effort, man.
Now on defense, if your excellent defender he's been impacting the game to such a degree where now they got to just keep screening them. Now it takes somebody else teamwork. Now they got to step up and understand. Look, if you already see the screen coming, hedge it. You know what I'm saying? Drop down and create a little bit of a fence. That way, look, we prepared for both possibilities. But if it comes to the left and you on the left, you got to take it. If it comes to the right, I'll take it.
Right.
But both players can't follow one player.
Yeah.
You got to stay disciplined. You know what I'm saying? And
I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
I think too is like with competition, sometimes I think too we get caught up in wanting what somebody else got.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like my game gotta look like Michael Jordan. My game gotta look like LeBron, Curry. I gotta be hitting threes every time. And it's like, bro, that works for them. You know what I'm saying? You gotta know your lane. Like you gotta know what you good at and what your specific gifts are and serve that. You know what I'm saying? I think too we get caught up in competition and we lose, or we can lose a lot of times more than we would like to because of that. You know what I'm saying?
I think a lot of times too, man, the competitive nature to the game, it is one of those situations in which it causes people, you get caught up in the watching the Joneses. If you on the same floor and you look at yourself as a star, and then you across from another appointed star, and now you like, okay, I got the star greater than them. I got the shine greater than them. You know what I'm saying? You feel like you got to always match what they doing, but you really got to outdo it. And that's when it becomes selfish because, to be honest with you, it's multiple ways to star. Now, which star matters the most? A star that scored 60 points but lost anyways, or a star that said, you know what? I don't think it's in my best interest tonight to score 60. Instead, maybe I need to trim it down to 25. Instead, have 10 assists and 10 rebounds. Now you got a triple-double, and the other star got 60 points.
But you know what's crazy, though, bro? Like, when you look at competition, and it's like some people get weirded out when you compare it to, when you compare it to, nature or something like that. Like, you mentioned star. It's like, bro, when you look up in the sky, it's no star that you like.
They don't compete.
It don't even matter. I can't even tell which one the brightest. Like, really, you know what I'm saying? They
all serving a purpose.
You feel me? So
they all helping light up the sky.
That's all. That's what I was saying earlier about the competing with myself. It's like that's how I look at it. It's like, yo, we all on the same team, bro. We all handle our position. We all do what we need to be doing. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's going to cover itself. Whether the ball come more on your side, come on my side, if you get double team, I get double team. We all covering our position and handling our business.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, you would think.
Yeah,
but for some you mess around win the game and the star player, again, he looking up their man at his stats. That man ain't drop his head. What? We ain't lost. He lost.
Yeah.
I didn't score 20 points this game, coach. Right. This is my first game ever not scoring 20 points, coach.
Yeah. But all right, so now that you said that, let's go to the Mamba mentality, right? Like the Kobe. Mamba mentality, right? With Kobe. Right? And a lot of people want to emulate that, which I think is cool.
They got to understand first of all, what it really looks like.
Yeah.
What is the Mamba mentality? We got to understand what it is.
Okay, explain.
Maybe
explain it to you.
No,
explain it from your perspective.
Because I was going to ask you to explain it from yours.
Well, I think he had the way people talk about it. Like I'm not a big sports person, right?
Because he a dog.
So it's
Kobe a dog.
Yeah, he like they say he practiced before the game, after the game. He practiced the same shot hundreds of times. And it's like he just constantly thought about basketball. Constantly thought
outwork the competition.
And
that's the Mamba mentality in a nutshell, outworking the competition. But most people, they don't see it as that.
And I feel like they think themselves as failures when they can't reach that. But like I just think everybody got their own level that they should be at. You know what I'm saying? And each level is different.
And see, that's the thing, man. It's no different than reading the Bible, right? I could read the same Bible you read, and as a matter of fact, the goal could be read a verse from the Bible, and then you come back and explain what that verse means to you, and then I explain it what it means
Right.
to, and it won't even, it could possibly mean two different things to both of us. It's no different than, somebody looking at film, looking at Kobe Bryant film, and in their mind, they give a definition. Well, from their mind, they give a definition on what the Mamba mentality is to them. And somebody can see Kobe and say, you know what? Kobe was a dog.
Yeah.
Man, I'm going to score the ball like Kobe. But that same person that sit there and say, man, I'm going to score the ball like Kobe, somebody else can look at that same film and say, you know what? Nah, they missing it. Man, Kobe was a dog on defense. I'm about to apply pressure like Kobe applied pressure. Then somebody else can watch the same film, look at it all and say, nah, both of y'all missing the point, bruh. Kobe was a leader.
Yeah.
He demanded a certain level of accountability from everybody. And that same level of accountability, he didn't demand it from them because he just demanded it. He demanded it from them because he was out there doing it himself.
Yeah, that's what
He was leading by example. That's the Mamba mentality.
That's
he
real.
was getting up, man. He was out there in them trenches, man. While y'all was sleeping, while y'all was napping, while y'all was eating Debbie cakes, he was over there in the gym getting it in. You know what I'm saying? He was working on his left hand all summer. That's the Mamba mentality.
Nah, I think that's dope.
But see, somebody else, man, forget what you talking about, man. That man could score the ball, man. I want 81 points. That's what Kobe did. That's the Mamba mentality. Somebody over there, yeah, man, that man made first team so-and-so amount of times. That's what I want to aim to be. That's the Mamba mentality. And then somebody else say, you know what? Nah, bro. Man, look, I'm going to be considered one of the greats like Kobe. I'm going to show leadership. I'm going to apply accountability. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to drive myself to be better, even if it hurts. That's the Mamba mentality.
Nah, that's real though, man. It's crazy how like you get all those different aspects, but I think a lot of times, like, I don't know, man. I sometimes feel like the agenda is to be like, everybody should shoot for this right here. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, that's not really reality. You know what I'm saying? On a living day by day, consistent, being able to sustain that. I don't think everybody should do that.
You know, we'll close on the Mamba mentality aspect in a few.
Yeah.
You don't get no Mamba mentality, right? The Mamba mentality is very much, it was needed. But you can't get that. That won't ever be successful if he can't even reach the cast that's on his team. So even with the Mamba mentality, if the Mamba mentality, it shows you the results, the finished results of championships, stuff like that, right? Let's dive into the championships. Kobe didn't do this single-handedly. Everybody had a mentality that they had to go into to understand that I got to play my role. That's my mentality.
Yeah, that's it, man.
My role is my mentality. And when that ball, when Kobe, when he driving and they collapse on Kobe, guess what? He looking to kick it out. I got to knock down my shot. That's my mentality. Make the shot. The same shot I've been in the gym practicing all, because I know he told me, hey, he going to look for me on the corner or on the wing. Derek Fisher. Or, a la, what's called, what is it, Derek Fisher, and then you had the other one, I can't think of buddy name, Robert Ory. That brother used to make a killing on that corner. I ain't lying. He wasn't right. He wasn't right on the corner. Now on that side, that brother there was a knockdown. That brother was good. He ended a lot of series, bro, on the corner.
That's legit though. But they all get rings though. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying.
Everybody still get a championship.
Everybody has to contribute.
Yeah.
Their mentality is needed. And your mentality got to be, it really got to be on, just all out work. You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
Work.
You can never be hard work.
Exactly, man. Never. You can't get the rewards without the hard work. You know what I'm saying? People go out there, man, and for farmers, they sit up there and they work hard.
Yeah.
They work hard. They labor. It's tough. They out in them trenches from sun up. Yeah, exactly, bro. Burning up.
Yeah, man.
And the thing about it, man, if you sit up there and you go into a situation thinking, yeah, boy, this harvest season gonna be right this year. But then you stop and somebody asks you, okay, what all have you done for it to be right this year?
You focusing on
Man, look here.
the end result.
They looking at the end before the beginning.
Yeah, man.
You be like, bro, I'm looking at this area, bro. First of all, then the soil don't even look conducive to nothing being birthed this year.
Yeah.
But you talk about it's gonna be right. The crop's gonna be right.
That sound like us too, though, bro. You know what I'm
I
saying?
ain't lying. But what about the work, bro? What you
Right.
going? Like, bro, like you got to cultivate this land.
You can never beat hard work, bro. Like I 100% believe that, man. Like hard work is the equalizer.
It is, man.
You know what I'm saying?
You looking at a farmer, bro, his fingernails clean. Like, bro, you ain't got a
mechanic.
Like, bro, how you got the cleanest hands in it? Bro, you do the paperwork or you are under these cars? What are you doing?
You can't outdo hard work.
Man, first of all, you say you gonna use some mechanic, bro? First of all, I'm gonna shake that hand. I want to see the hands. You know what I'm saying? I want to see them. Show me what you about. Show me what you live.
Bro, that's funny.
Bro, you shake that brother hands, they soft as tissue, charming. And then you look at the nails, nails cleaner than my lady. Hold on, wait a minute.
Clean
You do what?
uniform,
Man,
pressed up.
And he,
No oil stain.
and he wearing white. That brother told me he's the face that runs the place.
Yo, that's
So
funny.
hold on, wait a minute, bro. Hey, you saying you world renowned?
Yeah, man.
Hey, by whose standards? Hey, let me see some of your mechanics.
Nah,
Because if it ain't you, it's got to be.
But nah, you're right. You're right, bro. I second that, man. 100%, bro. You know what I'm saying? For real.
Well, I ain't messing with you today. See,
Nah, that's real though, because it's like, idealization of the end result, right? Because it's like, okay, you know what I'm saying? You just don't accomplish anything. You don't learn anything if you just focus on the destination, man. It's a journey that it's cliche, but it's really the journey, man, that you get everything that you need, all the substance.
This is true, bro.
So, you want to end on that, man?
Yeah, we can, man.
You know what I'm saying? That was cool, bro. You know what I mean? We flow right through that one. Any word for thoughts? Anything on your mind?
It's on you. It's your turn, Bubba.
I would say, man, this is something I heard. I was listening to a TD Jake sermon, man. He said that we're not waiting on God. God is waiting on us. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it goes back to what we were talking about with hard work. You know what I mean? Like, we got to put in that work. Faith without works is nothing. So it's like, we are never waiting on God. God is already prepared to give us, we're his children. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, put in the work, you know what I'm saying? Have faith, put in the work, and God is already waiting on us to step into it, man. We just have to do the work to do it, to step into it. So that's my word, man. This has been the Real Talk Podcast. If you like anything we said, man, if something resonated with you, please like, share, comment. I say this every week, man. Continue to do like, share, comment, man. Keep coming back every Thursday, man. New episode every Thursday. Real Talk Podcast. Peace.
Real talk.
Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, or if you want to check out more of our content, please visit our social media platforms linked in the description of this episode. You can also check us out each week where we drop a new episode every single Thursday. So don't forget, like, share, comment, and thanks again for listening. We'll see you guys next week. Peace.